everyone, a very good evening and welcome to today's live session. So this is Gayatri here. Okay, so as you all know, today the topic that we are going to be discussing is syllogisms. Now what is syllogism? Syllogism is nothing but a logical deduction, right? Generally in questions on syllogisms you will be given some statements followed by some conclusions. So by looking at the statements you have to check whether the given conclusions follow the given statements. The first thing that you have to keep in mind when you solve a question from syllogism is that sometimes the given information is not true in real life. Like let's say sometimes they give all cats are bats. You know all cats are not bats, but you have to consider them to be true and then solve the question. Okay, so whatever is given in the statement you have to consider that to be true even though it is not in respect to real facts, but take it as true and then solve the question. Okay, now another variation of syllogism that we see now is the reverse syllogism that is appearing nowadays in exam. So what is reverse syllogism? In reverse syllogism, in the conclusions will be given. Okay, the conclusions will be given and you have to find out which are the statements that has to be used to arrive at the given conclusion. So that is the next type of question that generally comes from syllogisms, and that is now a new pattern. In recent exams you see this reverse syllogism questions coming. So in today's session we will be discussing first questions on syllogism followed by reverse syllogisms. Okay, in discussion forum also I get lot of queries where students say what is the easy trick to solve reverse syllogisms, how can I save time there, because there are 5 options where you have 5 statements with lot of information, right? Trying out each is taking more time. So today we will do reverse syllogisms also, and we will discuss how we can solve questions on reverse syllogisms faster. Okay, first we will look into syllogism questions and then move on to reverse syllogisms. And as I always say, this is a refresher session, so all the questions that have been taken for today's session are questions that has been asked in bank exams previously. Okay. Okay, let me share my screen. So today we will be sticking with the Venn diagram method. Okay, now coming to syllogisms, the first thing you should know is what are quantifiers, right? See, quantifiers are generally there are 4 types of quantifiers in syllogisms question, that is all, some, right? That is generally questions will be all A's are B's, something like that, right? So similar, some A's are B's, all, some not, and no, correct? So these are the general quantifiers that come in the questions. Sometimes all is also referred to as every, the no is also sometimes referred to as none, right? Some is referred to as few. Okay, so these are the general quantifiers that come. Now the first thing that you need to know before you solve a question using Venn diagram method. Okay, so as I said, generally the Venn diagram method is what we use to solve questions on syllogisms. Okay, when you use the Venn diagram method, the first thing that you should know is to draw a basic diagram, right, for all of these given quantifiers, right? For whatever is the given statement, you have to draw the Venn diagram. When you are looking at Venn diagram method, okay, the first thing that you should know is how to represent a given statement. Okay, let us say all A's are B's. Now a given statement can be represented in generally in 1 or 2 forms. Okay, but always we should know what is the basic diagram to be used for a given statement. Okay, so if the statement is all A's are B's, this is going to be the basic diagram. Okay, similarly next, what is the other general quantifiers that come? Some A's are B's, right? So some A's are B's. How do you represent it in the basic diagram form? Some A's are B's. So this is how you represent it, right? Some A's are B's. So all A's are B's. So that is the required area, correct? Similarly, no A is B. So no A is B, how will you represent? No A is B. If A is a set, B is a set, both of them are disjoint, correct? Any Venn diagram representation, any statement you want to represent generally first you should know the basic diagram. See, each statement can be represented in different ways, okay, but representation of the basic diagram is very, very important. Now what is a basic diagram? A basic diagram is the one which involves minimal overlapping between the 2 given sets, okay, in the statement. Now so this is the next statement that we have generally that comes is some A's are not B's. So these are the general 4 types of statements that come in questions. Okay, so some A's are not B's, how do you represent? Some A's are not B's means, see, this is going to be our region that we are looking at, right? See, these are the A's which are not B's. So this is the region that we are referring to. Similarly, some A's are B's means this is the region that we are referring to. See, no A is B means there is no overlapping at all. Correct? Similarly, all A's are B's, you represent it like this. So whenever a question comes, what you do is with the given statements, try to represent the Venn diagram and always try to represent using the basic diagram first. Okay, try to represent the given statements using basic diagram and see if the conclusions given follow the basic diagram or not. Okay, now once you do that, the next things that you have to note is that for a conclusion to be definitely true, okay, if a conclusion is true, that means it has to follow all the diagrams. Okay, it has to follow all the diagrams possible for the given statement. Okay, let us say if all A's are B's and there is a conclusion that is true, if I represent all A's are B in all the possible forms, see actually all A's are B's, you can represent it like this also. Okay, where A and B are both same sets. In this also it should satisfy. Okay, so generally a conclusion is definitely true if it follows all the diagrams possible, all the possible diagrams. Okay, now that is the next thing that you should keep in mind. Then if it is a possibility question, if it is a question on possibility, what happens? It has to be true at least in one case, right? The conclusion has to be true in at least any one of the possible diagrams. If it is true, then you say that the possibility conclusion is true. Okay. Then next thing you should know is what are the conclusions that you can make from each statement. See, the definite conclusion that you can make from all A's are B's is what? The conclusion that you can make is some B's are A's. Correct? Some B's are A's. See, from this diagram, if you see all A's are B's, or I can say some B's are A's. So that is a definite conclusion that I can make from this statement. Similarly, if I say that some A's are B's, then what is the definite another conclusion that I can make from this? I can say some B's are A's. Correct? Because some A's are B's, that also means that some B's are A's. So that is a definite conclusion that you can make from the second statement. Now no A is B, or what can I say? I can also say that I can conclude that no B is A. Correct? That is another definite conclusion that you can make from this statement. Now some A's are not B's. So from this there is no conclusion that you can make. No other conclusion you can say using this statement. Okay, so keep these in mind. Then the next thing that you need to know is what are complementary pairs. So complementary pairs are wherein there are two conclusions are given, and when one conclusion is true, the other one will fail, or when the other conclusion is true, the next one will fail, right? Conclusions of that type. Let's say if there is a conclusion no A is B, right? The next conclusion says some A are B. So both of the conclusions cannot be true together. Either this is true or this is true. So such pairs are called as complementary pairs. So when you solve questions, also look out in the conclusions, look out for complementary pairs. Similarly, the other complementary pair that is there is, the first pair is this, no and some. The next one will be all and some not. Okay, that is all A's are B's, some A's are not B's. So these are the general two complementary pairs that come in the conclusions. Okay, so let's start solving the question. For those of you who are new to this session, I think when we start solving the questions, it will become more easier for you. So whatever things I explained, right, it might seem a bit confusing. As I said, please go back and refer to the video lessons. Okay, now the first question is there on your screen. Very easy question. So let me start representing the statements. See, whenever a question comes, as I said, always represent the basic diagram. Okay, basic diagram is the one which has minimum overlapping. So some pens are pencils. How do you represent that? So this is pen, right? Some pens are pencils. Okay. Now some pencils are erasers. So some pencils are erasers. See, when you draw this, no, actually this erasers can be like this also. We don't know, but since we are drawing only the basic diagram and we look at minimal overlapping, I am representing it like this. Okay, some pencils are erasers, some erasers are sharpeners, and some sharpeners are dusters. Okay, now what is the conclusion? Some sharpeners are not pencils. Can we say anything like that? No, we cannot say. Okay, so some sharpeners are not, maybe some sharpeners may be pencils, may not be pencils, but it's not a definite conclusion. So conclusion 1 is not true. Similarly, all dusters are pens. All dusters being pen is a possibility, but is it a definite true thing? Is all dusters true in this basic diagram? No. So this is also not true. So none of the conclusion follows. Okay, none follows. So here, see, when as I said, first draw the basic diagram and check, okay. If a conclusion does not follow in the basic diagram, then that conclusion is definitely wrong, okay. Always remember that. First always check for the basic diagram, draw the basic diagram. A basic diagram is the one where you draw with minimal overlapping. If it is not following the basic diagram, then definitely that conclusion is false. And moreover, if you look at this question, in this there are only some, right? See, some statements with some are generally called as particular statements, right? So particular, generally if you are given only particular statements, getting conclusions where you have universal, all is a universal quantifier. See, I forgot to mention this. All and no are generally called as universal quantifiers, okay. And some, that is some not, they are all called as particular quantifiers, that is they refer to a few, correct. Out of all they refer to a few, okay. So in questions generally when you have only particular quantifiers, you cannot get a universal quantifier from a particular quantifier, okay. That is, see, by saying some pencils are pens are pencils, you cannot get all dusters are pens. That's what I am trying to say, okay. So the answer would be none follows. So let us look at the next question now. Let us look at the next question. All squares are circles, no circle is cone, some cones are spheres, some rectangles are circles. So here it is a possibility question. So let us try to represent this diagram. All squares are, so squares, all squares are circles, right? No circle is a cone, so no circle is a cone. Some cones are spheres. So actually see, spheres can intersect here also, but I am going to represent spheres just here, right? And some rectangles are circles. So some rectangles are circle means, just I am drawing it here. See, we don't know anything about the intersection between spheres and rectangles and all. I have just represented it with minimal overlapping. Now the first question is, all rectangles being cone is a possibility. Is that possible? See, all rectangles being cone. Can I draw this rectangle set inside the cone? No, I cannot, because see, this area, right, this area of rectangles are circles, and see, whatever comes here, no, in this region, these rectangles are also circles. So whichever rectangles are circles will definitely not be cones, because no circle is a cone, right? Circle and cone are disjoint sets. So all rectangles being cones is not a possibility, because circles are not cones. So the rectangles which are circles cannot be cones. So this conclusion does not follow. So that is not possible. Now let us look at the next conclusion. All rectangles being sphere is a possibility. See, look at that conclusion. So let me just redraw a diagram in a way, another way in which you can draw it. So this is square, this is circle, right? Now this is cone, okay. Now let this be sphere. Now rectangles can be like this, right? This can be the rectangle. What is wrong here? Does this violate any other given statement? So all the spheres, these spheres are cones and they are not circles for sure, correct? But all the rectangles are also sphere. So see, whenever there is a possibility, try to represent it and check, okay. Now this particular possibility that they have given, all rectangles being sphere, it does not violate any of the given statements. So the second possibility follows, okay. Might be the second possibility is not true in the basic diagram. It is not true when I drew the basic diagram, but when I drew the diagram in a different way, right? So this is also another way of representing it. Here there is more overlapping, that's all. If I represent it this way also, it is not violating any of the given statements. So the second conclusion follows. So all rectangles being sphere is a possibility, right? The rectangle can be here. So this is conclusion 2 follows. Now let us look at the next question. All squares are circles. Again, I think it is the same question, right? The same statements. Same statement, all squares are circle, no circle is cone. The same statement but with different conclusions they have asked. So let me just represent it. All squares are circles, no circle is cone. Some cones are spheres, and some rectangles are circles, okay. Now, so some rectangles are not cones. So when you look at the first conclusion, see, these rectangles which are circles are definitely not cones. So this conclusion is true. Some rectangles are definitely not cones. The rectangles which are circles cannot be cones. So the first conclusion is true. Now, no square is a cone. See, remember, square is a small set inside the set circle, correct? So, and also circle and cone, these are two disjoint sets. So, no square is a cone. Square can never be a cone. So, that's also true. So, both the conclusion follows. Okay? Very easy, no? These are very, very easy questions. So, let's move on to the next one. Some reds are greens, all greens are blues, all blues are oranges, no yellow is blue. So, let us draw the, let us represent the statement in Venn diagram. Some reds are greens, all greens are, so blue is a bigger set, correct? All greens are blues, all blues are oranges, and no yellow is blue. So, there is a set called yellow. Okay, this yellow and blue, these two sets are disjoint sets. That's all is given. Now, the first conclusion says no red is yellow. Right? See, do we know whether red is yellow or not? See, we know that no blue is yellow. Only that we know. And there can be some overlapping between red and yellow. Correct? See, yellow set can also be like this. Correct? We are not sure. So, we cannot definitely say that no red is yellow. Okay, I have just represented using the basic diagram like this, but this set yellow can also be represented like this, right? It can overlap with the red set. So, I cannot definitely say that conclusion 1 is true. So, the conclusion 1 is not correct. It does not follow. Next, some oranges are greens. Yes, see, if you see, orange is a big set and green comes inside. So, by looking at itself, you can say that these oranges, right, are greens. So, some oranges are definitely greens. So, the conclusion 2 follows. So, the answer for this is only conclusion 2 follows. Okay? Yeah. Everybody is getting it correctly. Next question. Again, same sentence with different conclusions. So, this is a possibility. So, as I said, when you have a possibility, what you do is always check at least in one diagram, right? At least in one possible diagram, the possibility should be true. If it is true, you can take it as a correct conclusion. Okay. So, let us represent it. Some reds are greens, all greens are, sorry, this is green, this is blue, then you have orange, then you have yellow, and we know yellow and blue are disjoint. Some yellows are greens is a possibility. Is it possible? Okay. So, how do you solve this? Some yellows are green is a possibility. See, clearly it is given yellow and blue are disjoint. So, they have nothing in common, and green is a set which is coming inside blue. So, definitely some yellows being green is not a possibility. See why? We know that no blue is yellow. Okay, yellow and blue are disjoint, and green is a set that is coming inside blue. So, it is part of blue, right? So, definitely it cannot be yellow. So, the conclusion 1 is false. Now, let us look at the next conclusion. All yellow being orange is a possibility. All yellow being orange. See, if you draw this set yellow here, right? If I draw this here, okay, if I draw yellow here, is it violating any of the given statements? No, right? Still it is correct. See, only thing we need to look is blue is not yellow. That is not there, but it is coming in this region. So, if you draw it like this, that comes true, right? So, it is possible to draw it this way also. So, the second conclusion is possible. It's a possibility. It can come. It is not a definite conclusion. It is a possibility which is true, which can be true. So, the conclusion 2 follows. Okay. So, answer for this is only 2 follows. Hope it's clear. Let's move on to the next question. So, let me try to represent the statement first. Some trees are plants. So, some trees are plants. All trees are houses. So, all trees are houses means house is the bigger set, right? All trees are houses, and no plant is a pot. So, plant and pot, right? These are disjoint sets. They are disjoint sets, and all tools are pots. So, where will be tools? Tools has to be inside pots, right? This is going to be tools. Now, what is the first conclusion? So, this is the diagram. Some plants are tools is a possibility. See, it is very clearly given. I am looking at the first conclusion. Plants and pots are disjoint. And where is tools coming? Tools is coming inside pot. So, some plants are tools is a possibility. Is it a possibility? Definitely not, right? Definitely plants are not pots. It is given. So, this plants can never have anything common between pots. So, it cannot have anything common between tools also. So, first conclusion does not follow. Next conclusion, all trees are tools is a possibility. So all trees are tools. Again, is that a possibility? See, tools is there inside pots, okay? And see, if you look at trees, there is an intersection between trees and plants. So, or I can say some trees are plants, correct? There are, if you look at the diagram, you can say some trees are plants. So, all the trees which are plants, right, they can never be pots because it is given that no plant is a pot. Or I can also say that all the trees which are plants cannot be tools also because tools is inside pots. So, the second conclusion will also not follow. Now, let us look at the third conclusion. No plant is house. No, that's not true, right? See, you can see that there is definitely there is an intersection between house and plants. So, this conclusion very direct, it does not follow. Some plants are definitely houses. So, next one. All plants are houses is a possibility. So, all plants being houses is a possibility. Yes, see, if I redraw this diagram like this, all plants are houses is a possibility, correct? So, this is trees, so this is plants, right? This is trees, this is plants, and it can be houses can be like this, right? Even if it is like this, like it is not disrupting any statements, right? It is following all the given statements. So, all plants being houses is definitely a possible, right? If you draw the diagram this way, it looks like nothing is wrong. So, this is a possibility, it can be true, yeah? So, the answer would be only conclusion 4 follows. See, all trees are tools is a possibility. See, what you have to see here is that tools is inside pots, right? And pots and plants are disjoint sets. See, if you see, some trees are plants. So, the trees which are plants can definitely not be pots or tools. Okay. So, that is why that conclusion cannot be said. See, if the conclusion was some trees are tools is a possibility, means that would have been okay. But here all trees can never be tools because the trees which are plants will definitely not be tools. So, here only conclusion 4 follows, that is option C. Yeah. Now, the next question is there on your screen. All trees are plants. All houses are trees. Okay, let us represent this. All trees are plants, all houses are trees. So, where does house come? House comes inside, right? All houses are trees, and some pots are plants. So, this is pots, and all tools are plants. So, tools is somewhere inside plants. I am just representing it here. Now, what is given in the conclusion? Some plants are not houses. So, some plants are not houses. Is that true? No. Okay, this is plant, this is house. So, if you look at this diagram, yes, this is the basic diagram that we have drawn. So, if you look at this diagram, you feel that some plants are not houses. But again, see, you also should remember that a given question, that is a given statement can be represented in more than one form other than its basic diagram. So, generally some, right, the quantifier that we use some, its minimum value is always 1 and its maximum value is all. So, generally sum is taken as, can also be taken as all as the maximum value. So, in that case all these plants, trees, houses, tools, they can all be equal, right, can all be the same set. So, in that case some plants are houses is not true. Correct. So, it is not a definite conclusion, I will say, because in the basic diagram it is not, it seems like it is true, but if you look at the other cases, right, if you look at this case wherein all the sets, all the given sets are one big set, are represented as one big set, where you consider sum as all in its maximum value, what will happen? Some plants are not houses, right? That is not a definite conclusion. That conclusion fails. So, you cannot take that as a definite conclusion, because in this case, when you represent all the given sets as one single large set, right? Considering sum to its maximum value as all and taking it as all, if you represent the sets, then this conclusion will not follow. Some plants are not houses. So, I cannot say it's a definite conclusion. So, that is wrong. Okay, that conclusion does not follow. Let's look at the next conclusion. Some tools being trees is a possibility. Definitely it's possible, right? See, only thing that is given to us is that all tools are plant. But these tools can be here also, right? It can be like this also. And it does not violate any given rules. So, some tools being trees is definitely a possibility. So the second one is true. Now let us look at the third statement. All pots are tools is a possibility. So all pots, what is given about that? Some pots are plants, okay. All pots, yes, all pots are tools definitely is a possibility, right? See, this pots again can be here, in the sense you can redraw this diagram like this. This is house, this is trees, so like pots can be here and tools here. So I mean tools here, right? So all pots being tools is a possibility, right? All pots being tools, this is also a possibility. It's not violating any rule. You can bring this inside, right? If you draw it that way, that also is a possibility. It is not violating any rule, so that conclusion also follows. Now let us look at the fourth conclusion. All houses are tools is a possibility. Again, all houses are tools, definitely it's also a possibility, right? See, you can draw the set tools here like this on top. If you draw it here on top like this, all houses are tools, that is also possible. Okay, so this is also possible. So the conclusions 2, 3 and 4 are possible and conclusion 1 alone is wrong. So the option would be option B. Okay. Yeah. So whenever they are giving you a possibility, try to draw the possibility diagram, right? Try to represent the given information considering the possibility is true and check, okay, whether it is violating any rule. If it is violating, then it might not be true, but otherwise it will work. Okay. Yeah. Let's move on to the next question. Next question is there on your screen. So let me represent it. Some roofs are figures. All figures are lions. All figures are lions. All lions are goats, and no tool is lion. So this is tool. Very similar to a previous question that we did, no? These two are disjoint sets. Now, some tools are figures is a possibility. Definitely not possible. Why? Because tools and lions are disjoint and figures is coming inside lion. So the first conclusion does not follow. Next, all tools being goats is a possibility. Yes, you can draw these tools here, no? Is it violating any other rule? No, it's not. You can draw it here also. So this conclusion is, it's a possibility. It can be true. So that conclusion follows. Now, no roof is a tool. Again, is there anything that we know about roof and tool for us to say whether this conclusion follows or not? See, this tool can also be like this or it can be disjoint. So we are not sure about that. So again, this is not a definite conclusion. Definitely I cannot say that no roof is a tool. So the third conclusion also does not follow. Now fourth conclusion, some goats are figures. Yes, see, goats is the bigger set, figures is the smaller sets inside that. So definitely these goats, no, they are figures. So this conclusion follows. So the option A, correct, only 2 and 4 follows. That will be our answer. Yeah. Let us look at the next question. Next question is there on your screen. Okay, look at the options also here and the conclusions. See, I said there is something called as a complementary pair, right? When I explain, complementary pairs are two conclusions which have this pattern, like if one conclusion follows, the other conclusion fails, and vice versa. Okay, so if you look at the conclusions here, no photo is site, some sites are photos. So there is a complementary pair there, so look out for them when you find out the answer. Okay, so let us represent the given information now. No photo is frame. So this is photo and this is frame. So again, they are nothing in common. All frames are sites. So all frames are sites. Some buckets are photos. So buckets is here. See, buckets can also have some intersection with sites, but we don't know. I'm just taking it here with minimal overlapping. Some buckets are photos. Some sites are buckets. See, yeah, some buckets are photos, some sites are buckets. So I think, see, buckets has overlapping with sites also. So let me represent it that way. So how will I represent the, so some buckets are photos and some buckets are sites. So this has to be bucket, correct? Because it has overlapping with both of these sets. Now, the first conclusion says no photo is site. See, no photo is site. Okay. Again, it's not a definite conclusion. I cannot definitely say whether no photo is site or not. Because, okay. Now, next, let us leave that for a second. Let us look at the next second conclusion. All buckets being frames is a possibility. Can all buckets be frames? No, it cannot be. Why? Because see here, some buckets are photos, and the buckets which are photos are definitely not frames, because photos and frames are disjoint sets. So all buckets being frames is not a possibility. Why? Let me explain once again. All the buckets which are photos are definitely not frames. So conclusion 2 does not follow. Now conclusion 3 says some sites are photos. Okay, can be true, cannot be true. Some sites are photos. Again, some sites can be photos or not. We are not sure. Let that be there. Some buckets are frames. Some buckets are frames. Is that true? Again, it's not a definite conclusion, right? See, some buckets are frames. This diagram can be, this buckets set can be like this. In that case, some buckets are frames. But we are not sure. Now I have drawn basic diagram like this. So it is not a definite conclusion, right? So again, this conclusion I cannot take. Now let us look at conclusion 1 and 3. See, as I said, these conclusions 1 and 3 are complementary pair. Now let us consider these two conclusions now. No photo is site. Some sites are photos. See, actually there is no information. There is what we only know is that photos and frames are disjoint, right? So no photo is site means this is the diagram, correct? Some sites are photos means how will the diagram be? See, photos can be here also, right? Photos can be somewhere here, correct? So only photos and frames are disjoint. Okay, so the some sites are photos is also possible. Okay, so what we can say is that either this is true or this is true. Either this can be the case, either no photo will be site or some sites can be photos, right? So any one of the conclusion will definitely be true. If this is true, then this is false. If this is true, then this is false. So what can I say? Either 1 or 3 follows. That is option D. Okay, is it clear to all of you? See, conclusion 2 and 4 definitely we can say they don't follow. Okay, reasons I explained also. Now if you look at conclusion 1 and 3, they are complementary pair. So as I said, see, no and some, generally they are complementary pairs. Similarly, all and some not, they are complementary pairs. So when you saw a complementary pair, just check with them. Okay, so if you check with them, you can very clearly see that any one of the complementary pair will definitely be true. So that's how we take D as the option. So let's move on to the next question. I hope it is clear. Next question is there on your screen. All seats are covers. No cover is bun. So these are the disjoint sets. Some buns are roofs, and some sides are covers. So some sides are covers. So this is what we know. Now all sides being buns is a possibility. Is that a possibility? See, this is buns, right? Here you can see that some sides are definitely covers, and it is very clearly given that no cover is bun. So the sides which are covers will definitely not be bun. So all sides being buns is never a possibility. So the conclusion 1 does not follow. Next one, all sides being roof is a possibility. All sides can be roof, no? See, if you redraw this diagram like this, covers, see, now covers and buns, they are disjoint sets. Roof, all sides being roof. Roof can be like this, no? Roof can be like this, right? And this will be your, what is this? Site. So all sides being roof is a possibility if you draw the diagram this way. We only need to know covers and buns are disjoint. Yeah, that is there. So this seems like a possibility, right? So it follows. So this follows. Now some sides are not buns. Definitely, yes, see this sides. These sides which are covers are definitely not buns. So this is also a definite conclusion. Then no seat is bun. Yes, no seat is also bun. That is also a definite conclusion, right? Because all seats are covers and no covers are buns. So no seat is bun. So conclusion 2, 3 and 4 follows. That is option D. Yes, everybody got it correctly. Let's move on to the next question. All fans are rooms. All fans are rooms. No room is green. Some windows are green. Some windows are fan. See, some windows are fan. Can be or cannot be, correct? So can you definitely say that some windows are fan? Some windows are fans. First conclusion is some windows are fans. See, some windows can be fans, like because the windows set, no, you can draw it like this also, but again it's not a definite conclusion. It can be, cannot be. In the basic diagram it's not coming, right? So this conclusion is not true because it is not definite. We are not sure. Now next one, some windows are rooms. Some windows are rooms. Now again that's also not definite, right? So there can be some overlapping here like this. Again we are not sure, so it's not a definite conclusion. That also doesn't follow. Some fans are green. Definitely some fans are not green, because why? See, no rooms are green, that we know for sure, and fans is coming under room, so definitely no fan will be green. So this conclusion also does not follow. So the answer here should be all three don't follow or none follow. Okay, so I think there should have been one more conclusion given. I'm assuming that should have been the typo error here. So if there was that conclusion 4, might be that conclusion would have followed, only because that seems logical. But whatever it is, the current question, the answer is none follows. Let us look at the next question. Next question is there on your screen. Some tablets are reins. Some tablets are reins. All dogs are reins. This is dog. And all reins are chairs. So all reins are chairs. Yeah. Okay. Some chairs are tablets. Some chairs are definitely tablets, correct? See, there is an intersection, overlap between tablets and chairs. So the first conclusion follows. All dogs are chairs. Yes. See, all dogs are reins and all reins are chairs. So all dogs are definitely chairs. Some tablets are dogs. Some tablets are dogs. Again, may be true, may not be true. See, the dogs can be like this or it can be like this. It's not a definite conclusion. Can be, cannot be, right? That's what you know. So unless it is definite, you cannot take that as a conclusion. So that does not follow. Some tablets are chairs. Yes, see, some tablets are definitely chairs. There is an overlapping between chairs and tablets, right? So that also follows. Basically, see, 1 and 4 conclusion are just like some chairs are tablets means some tablets are chairs, obviously, correct? So conclusion 1, 2 and 4 follows. That is, so answer will be E. None of these, right? See, all follows not our answer. 1, 2 and 3 follow, not correct. 2, 3 and 4 follow, not correct. So you should go with none of these. None of these options are correct. Our correct option will be 1, 2 and 4 follows. That is not there. So take option none of these. Everybody is getting E? Okay. Next question. Next question is there on your screen. Some colors are paints. All colors are varnishes. No varnish is dye. How do you do it? Some colors are paints. All colors are varnishes. So all colors are varnishes. No varnish is dye. So we only know varnish and dye are disjoint. Okay. Yeah. No paint is dye. So again, no paint is dye. Can we say that? We are not sure, right? See, there can be some overlapping between paint and dye. It can be, cannot be. So it's not a definite thing that you can say from the given diagram. So this conclusion does not follow. All paints being varnishes is a possibility. All paint, what is given? Some colors are paint. All colors are varnishes. No varnish is dye. So all paint being varnishes. Yes, that is definitely a possibility, right? You can also draw this diagram like this. This is C, so and this is P, right? This is P and this is varnish. So all paints being varnish is a possibility. Only thing we should check is dye and varnish are disjoint sets. That's all. So this is a possibility which is true. So here only conclusion 2 follows. So only 2 follows. Okay. Yeah. Now let's look at the next question. Again same question with different conclusion. So just redrawing what is given. Some colors are paints. All colors are varnishes. No varnishes are, these two are disjoint dye. Some varnishes are paints. Some varnishes are definitely paints, right? See, there is an intersection between varnishes and paints, so that is true. No dye is color. Definitely, right? Because color is inside varnish and varnish is not disjoint with dye. So no dye is definitely not color, right? Color is not dye or no dye is color. So both follow. Next one is there on your screen. All squares are triangles. All squares are triangles. No triangle is a circle. All circles are, so these two are disjoint. All circles are rectangles. right? No rectangle is a square. See, no rectangle is a square, again that can be true or not true, right? See, the rectangle set can be like this, right? Or it can actually be like this. Okay, only thing we know is triangle and circle are not overlapping. So no rectangle is a square is not a definite conclusion, right? It can be true here. So conclusion 1 does not follow. Now let us look at conclusion 2. So here all squares being I think it should be all squares being rectangle, right? Not sure what it, okay, all squares being rectangle is a possibility. Let's just take it as rectangle and see. All squares being rectangle, is that a possibility? Remember that, as I said, if a conclusion is definite, it is not a possibility. Now I have just rephrased the second statement like this. All squares being rectangle is a possibility, definitely, right? The squares can be, this rectangle set can be like this also, covering all the squares. So all squares being rectangle is a possibility. So the second statement follows. So here conclusion 2 follows. Second one follows. I rephrase the second statement like this. In that case it will follow. Okay. Let us look at the next question. Next question is there on your screen. See, again in this question, one thing that they have done is they have given some percentages. So when you have questions wherein these percentages are mentioned, okay, just remember this. See, there is some statements here with some conclusion, and they have given 5% of professors are leaders. So when such question comes, only thing that you do is these percentages, just take it as sum. Okay, don't exactly 5%, how will you represent in a diagram? Basically they are trying to say some professors are leaders, that's all. Take it like that and solve the question. Okay, so if any percentages are mentioned in the question, take it as sum. Unless it is 100% means, then you take it as all, right? It is completely everybody. 100% is everybody. Generally, other than that, any percentage is given, just take it as sum. So how do you solve this? All boys are intelligent. Very few girls are intelligent. Very few, again very few, it's nothing but some, right? Some girls are intelligent and none of the girl is a leader. So girl and leader, they are disjoint sets. Some professors are leaders as well as boys. So there are some professors set, how will it be? Like this, right? Professors are leaders and boys. So this is how you represent the diagram. Now first statement says at least some professors are girls. At least some means nothing but some. Some professors are girls. Is it true? Again, if professors was like this, might be it's true. But again, we don't know for sure, right? So it is not a definite conclusion. Okay, so this is not true. It is not a definite conclusion. In the basic diagram, it's not satisfying. So it is not true. No professor is intelligent. False, right? Why? Because see, some professors are boys and all boys are intelligent. So definitely some professors are intelligent. You see there is an overlapping here. So this is also not true. 5% of professors are leaders. Yes, definitely some professors are leaders. So only conclusion 3 follows. So only 3 follows, that is option C. Okay. Everybody got it? Yeah. Let's move on to the next one. Yeah, the next one we are coming to reverse syllogism. So in reverse syllogisms, there will be first conclusions and then you will be given some statements, right? So first in the conclusions, look if there are negative statements. Okay, negative statement means what? Like no, some statements starting with no, or some statements where you have some not. Right? See, these are negative statements, right? Okay, what are positive? Positive statements are generally where you have all, some, right? You can generally take them as positive. Okay, so first in the conclusion, look if you have any negative quantifiers, or that is if you have no or some not. Now then look at the options. Okay, so see, what we should understand is that if you have to get a conclusion like no or some not, right, in the statement definitely there should be a negative quantifier, then only you will get this. See, if the statement is all A's are B's and some A's are B's, right? If this is these are the two statements that is given, with these two statements, can I get a negative conclusion? No, I cannot. Can I get no A is B? I cannot get, right? So what I'm trying to say is, whenever the conclusions are given, first thing, look if the given conclusions there is a negative statement or a negative quantifier in the statement. If there is a negative quantifier, the first thing that you should understand is the statements which are being used to arrive at this conclusion should also have some negative quantifier in it. Okay, so now if you know this, what can you do? You can eliminate all the other options which does not have any negative quantifiers at all. Okay, first thing to do. Similarly, if you have all the conclusions as positive, if all the conclusions in the given statements are positive, generally positive statements are used to get positive conclusions. So try out all the options which have only positive conclusions first. You might arrive at the answer faster. Okay, now let me explain this to you with the help of an example. Okay, see, why I took this slide was, see, all A's are B's, right? So this is a positive universal quantifier, correct? It is positive, all is universal. Now from this statement, what is the conclusion that I can get? Some B's are A's, right? So what you have to remember is, if in the conclusion some B's are A's, sum is there, that means this sum you generally get it from positive statements, right? Similarly, if you have no B is A as one of the conclusions, what does that mean? From where will you get no B is A? You will get no B is A only if there is a negative statement like this. Only if there is a negative statement you will get a negative conclusion. So keep that in mind, because it will be useful for us to eliminate some options. So see, how does this eliminating of options help us? It helps us to arrive at the answer faster. Okay, now let us try it out with one example so that it is easier for us to understand. Now let us look at this question. See, there are some conclusions that is given. Some trucks are car is a possibility. Some jeeps are bus. Some jeeps are trucks. All car is truck is a possibility. Okay, now look at the conclusions. Look at the given statements. So if you look at the given statements, see, look at statement. Yeah, so some trucks are car is a possibility. Some jeeps are bus. Some jeeps are trucks. All truck, all car. What is all car truck is a possibility? I think it should be all car being truck, right? Okay, typo error, I guess. All car being truck is a possibility. Okay. Now, if you look at the conclusions, see here, look at the first conclusion. You have some cars are bus, some buses are trucks, some trucks are jeep. Basically, all positive statements are only there. There are only particular statements, but all positive. But if you look at option 2, there is some not, right? So I need only positive statements, right? I have only particular and positive statements here. So I can actually eliminate option 2 because there is some statement, some not here. Generally option 2 might not be my answer. Similarly, look at option 4. Again, option 3. In option 3 also, there is a negative statement. So generally a negative statement might not be required for me to find the answer. Similarly, option 4, there are only positive and particular statements, so let's keep that there. And option 5, again there is a negative statement, so let's not try that. So basically, see, what we are trying to do here is, we will first try out the options which can be the possible answers. So how do I select which are the options which are the possible answers? I look at the conclusions. So from the conclusion I see that all the conclusions are positive statements, right? Either particular statements or universal positive statements. So I am looking for options which have only particular statements and positive statements first. Let's try out those options first. Then if that is not working, then only we will go into the remaining options. See, why we are doing this? This will help us save time. Otherwise, how do you actually solve this question? Draw one by one Venn diagram, draw Venn diagram for this, all these statements, then check the conclusion, which is actually time consuming, right? So let us try and eliminate some options and try to find out the answer with the remaining options. See, 99% of the time, if you eliminate it this way, you will definitely get the answer. Very, very rarely that the answer would be among the remaining options, okay, the options which we have eliminated. So, but this saves a lot of time when you actually solve it in the exam. So we tried and eliminated the 3 options. Now let us look at first option. Okay, so first option says some car is bus, some buses are truck, some trucks are jeep. So some trucks are car is a possibility. Yes, that seems true. Some jeeps are buses. Again, that's not a definite conclusion, correct? Some jeeps can be buses, cannot be buses. So definitely it's not this. Option 1 is eliminated at that statement itself, right? Now next, all cars are bus. So all cars are bus. Some buses are truck. All trucks are jeep. So some trucks are car. So some trucks are car, yes, it is a possibility. They can overlap. So that seems true. Some jeeps are bus. Some jeeps are definitely bus. There is an overlap here. Some jeeps are trucks. Definitely some jeeps are trucks, correct? And all car being truck is a possibility. Again, that is also true. This car can come here. It will be true. So definitely it's going to be option 4. So that is going to be our answer. That is only 4. Correct? Option D. Now let us look at one more question of this type. So here, this is the question. See, all A can never be B. Okay? And any A which is D is also C. So here, what is given? What does the first statement mean? All A can never be B. Okay? So all A can never be B. Now what does this conclusion mean? First thing we should know that. See, is it a positive statement or a negative statement? Even though they have given all A can never be B, that means that some A are not B. Okay, correct? So it is actually not a positive statement. Remember that it is not a positive statement, it is actually a negative statement. There is something negative towards it. Okay, so when you look at this conclusion, it is actually a negative conclusion, right? Now next one is any A which is D is also C. That is what is given next. Now, so since there is something negative here, what should we do? Let us try and look at the options which have negative statements there, and then we will try to solve it. Okay, all A can never be B. Now look at the options. So if you see, you have only 3 options, right, which has negative statements in them: B, C and D. This does not have any negative statement, so that cannot be the answer. So we have to look at B, C and D. Now look at the second conclusion. Okay, second conclusion is given any A which is D, right, is also C. So there is an overlapping between A, D and C. That much we are understanding. Any A which is D is also C. But look at this statement 3 here, no A is C. So definitely I can say this is also eliminated. So these 2 options are definitely eliminated. See how I eliminated first option? Because there is no negative statement there, only positive statements, with which I don't think I can say something, conclude something like this. So I eliminated that. Now when I look at option C, it is clearly given no A is C, but here definitely it shows that there is some intersection between A and C. So just try out options B and D. So what is given? Some A are, I am trying out option B first. Some A are D, all A are C, no B is D. So no B is D. These 2 are disjoint. Now all A can never be B. Correct. Yes. See why? Because A and D have something in common here, right? All the A's which are D will definitely not be B's. So all A's will never be B's. Or what this means is some A's are not B's for sure. That is, all the A's which are D's are not B's. So that is what this conclusion 1 means. See, conclusion 1 actually means some A's are not B's. Correct? So that is satisfied in this figure here. Any A which is D is also C. So any A which is D is also C. That is also satisfied here. So both the conclusions are satisfied by option B. So that option follows. So directly from at this point itself you can write the answer as option B. But let us check option D once and see all A's are C's, some C's are D's, and again okay, again now if you draw this itself, you know any A which is D is also C. Is that condition satisfied here for sure? It is not a definite conclusion here. So this is not true. Done. Even at this, when you even draw this much itself, you understand that it is not satisfying the second conclusion. So the answer will be option B. Is it clear all of you? Shall I move on to the next question? So the trick to solve reverse syllogisms is to try and eliminate the options, okay, and try and solve options which can be the possible answers first. Is it clear to everyone? Next question is there on your screen. Some cars are bus. No bus is plane. Yeah. All plane are train. Again, there is a negative statement here. So let us look at conclusions which have negative statement in them. See, this conclusion has some buses are not plane is there. Okay. Again, see, no bus is plane. Now to get a universal negative statement, when will you get a universal negative statement like this? See, you will get a universal negative conclusion. Look at the conclusion now. Here the conclusion is no bus is plane. Okay. When will you get a universal negative conclusion? Only when there is a universal negative statement, you will get a universal negative conclusion. See, only if I give no A is B, right? Then only I can say no B is A. Correct? So, in this question, let us look for statements which has a universal negative statement, right? Only then you can get this conclusion. Okay, I hope it is clear. To get a universal negative conclusion or to get a no, right, in the conclusion, you need a no somewhere in the statements. Now, which are the options which has no? See, if you look at option A, even though you have a statement like some car are not plane, there is no conclusion which has no statement, right? Starts with no, nothing is there. So this option I am going to eliminate for now. Now look at this statement. Yes, there is no plane is bus. So this option I am going to take. Now next statement. Here again no, again one more negative statement is here. So I am taking this. Now this statement I am going to eliminate because all are positive, correct? All are positive and particular statements given. Again here, yes, there is a negative statement here, no train is car. So I am taking. So I am going to consider option B, C and then E. Okay, so if you let us try to represent the first one. Some buses car, okay, some buses car is already there. Okay, then all buses train, all buses train, no plane is bus, no plane is bus, all car are train. So it's going to be something like this. Now all plane are train, again that is not given. Okay, all plane are train, here it does not satisfy. So no bus is plane, that is first two statements, even though it satisfies, first two conclusions are satisfied, third one is not satisfied. So option B is also eliminated. Now look at option C. Some buses are cars, some buses are cars, some cars are plane, some train are plane. Again, some train are plane, here it is given all plane are train. Again option C is going to be wrong, I am just drawing it. Some train are plane, no plane is bus. So these two are disjoint sets, no plane is bus. So these two are disjoint sets, plane and bus. Again with this you cannot say all plane are train, right? So at this step itself you know that option C is also wrong. Option C is also wrong. Now let us look at option E. Now all drum is train. So all drum is train. Okay. Now no train is car. No train is car. All buses are car. So all bus means all buses are car. All plane are drum. So all plane are drum means plane has to be inside here, right? Inside drum. So that is plane. Now let us look at the conclusion. Some car are bus. That is definitely true. No bus is plane. Yes, no bus is plane because no train is car. No, these two are disjoint. So no bus is plane. That is also true. All plane are train. All plane are train. Yes, that's also true. Plane is inside train. So that's also true. So that is option E. Yes, see this drum word they have given us for creating confusion, right? See, drum is not even being used in the conclusion. That's all. Okay. So don't get carried away by that. So it is option E. Correct. Let's move on to the next question. The next question is there on your screen. No car is note, all notes being animals is a possibility. Now here again there is one negative statement, so the conclusion has to be negative. Okay. Now see, in the one conclusion that is given is all notes being animals is a possibility. So if you actually just randomly see, you see that there is a no in all the 5 statements. Now there is another clue that is there in the question. All notes being animals is a possibility. And you look at this statement, no note is an animal. So this conclusion is not following. No note is an animal, right? This conclusion is also not following. So you have eliminated these two options directly. correct? So again, now you have to look at only 3 options, right? 1, 3 and 5. See, I said you can eliminate option 2 and 4 because it is contradicting the given conclusion directly. And then one more thing, now look at the options, okay? Another clue that is there in the options is, see, first option is only statements 1 and 2 follow. This option is not true for sure because 2 does not follow, I know, right? Similarly, second statement says only 2 and 3 follows. So again, this is also not following because already 2 does not follow, I found out. Similarly, here it is only statement 3, I don't know whether that's the correct answer. Now only 4 and 5 follows. Again, that's also not correct because 4 definitely does not follow. So I am left with only 2 options, that is only statement 3 follows or statement 5 follows. So what can I say? Again, this should also be wrong. This has to be wrong. So first check for option 3 and 5. Any one of this should definitely follow, else because else the question, there should be something wrong with the question. Based on the given options and what we saw, we can eliminate options 1, 2 and 4. So you are left with 3 and 5. Check which is the answer. I am first checking option 3. Some mobiles are notes. Okay, some mobiles are notes. No note is a door. So no note is a door. They are disjoint. All cars are notes. So cars are somewhere inside. All doors are animals. So all doors are animals. No car is a note. Not true because no car is a note here. Definitely cars are inside note, right? All cars are notes. Again, by looking at even, you didn't even draw this, right? If you look here, all cars are note, no car is a note, contradicting. Remove that. You needn't even draw this diagram. Just by looking at the statement, you can say it's not correct. So answer should be option 5. In the exam, directly take it as option 5 and go to the next question. But here let's solve it and see. Because some of you said that none follows will be the answer. Okay, all mobiles are notes. All mobiles are notes. No note is a door. All cars are doors. So car is inside. All doors are animals. All doors are animals. So no note is a door. So these are the 2 disjoint sets here. Okay, no car is a note. No car is a note. Yes, definitely true because no notes are doors. So this is true. All notes being animals is a possibility. Yes, see, animals can be a bigger set like this, right? So all still animals can be a bigger set like this, and notes and D can be disjoint. Doors can be disjoint, right? Still animals can be a bigger set. So this is a valid possibility, right? So this conclusion is also following. So the answer would be option 5. See, when you do it in the exam, once you know option 3 is wrong, directly take option 5 as the answer and go. Here I have just rechecked for our understanding. Okay, I hope it is clear. Statement 5 follows. Is it clear? Okay. So I think with that we have come to an end of the questions that has been chosen for today's session. So as I said, in syllogisms mainly 3 types of questions come. One where you have statement followed by definite conclusions, then one where you have statements followed by possibilities, and the third one is reverse syllogisms. So these are the main 3 types of questions that you have to focus. So first, when you solve questions on definite conclusions, what you should see is that you should see to it that the conclusion is followed in all the possible diagrams, okay, that can be made using the given statements. Now when you look at possibilities, questions on possibilities, the possibility should be true at least for one diagram, okay, in all the possible diagrams. Then the third one is reverse syllogisms. When you do questions on reverse syllogisms, as I said, try to eliminate as many as many options as possible, okay, and solve the question so that you are able to solve the question faster. Generally, questions on reverse syllogisms, if you follow this method, you will be able to get the answer in around 15 to 20 seconds. Okay, so all the very best with your preparations, and this is Gayatri signing off till then.